I am the kite, you are the flyer. I got my head in the clouds, you got your feet on the ground.
We're a folk pop duo. It's one of our listening friends, fans, whatever, we don't really like the word fans, but music appreciators coined us as super folk. And I guess that's because we have a little bit of an edge to us, but it is pretty folky music.
You spend all your time living in your mind, so you never heard that little voice inside.
Well, the Strap Ons had a show in Toronto. Kris's friend she had quit music at the time and wasn't really playing, put her guitar in the case, and one of her friends dragged her out, and she watched our show. And one of her friends, I call it the touched by an angel moment, because from across a crowded bar during the break, one of her friends who dragged her out just lunged over and grabbed me by the arm and whipped me across and said, "You need to meet my friend." And we sort of, you know, she was just this soft-spoken, you know.
I still am.
Well, you still are, but when you were just so sort of soft-spoken and shy, and when her friend told me she was the guitarist in The Pursuit of Happiness, I said, that can't be so. I've seen that girl play. She's a monster on the stage. So it turns out Kris, you know, has one stage personality and one real personality. But we sort of exchanged numbers, and a year later, we're looking for a guitarist to join us. So I just contacted Kris and said, could you just fill in for this one show? So the synopsis is we met in 2003, we got married in 2005, we moved to Kingston in 2007, and the rest is present history.
I got my head in the clouds, you got your feet on the ground.
So my musical roots, band in London that started, I want to say, in the 90s through most of the new millennium. Yeah, we were together for about 10 years. We haven't officially broken up per se. Kris joined us towards the end of our sort of existence, so she played with us for 2 years and made us ever so much more legit, but we had a lot of fun, and it was a great time.
My musical roots kind of come full circle. I started off playing music in Kingston, and I came here to learn how to play guitar and learn how to, you know, hang with musicians and stuff like that. And I used to hang out at a place called the Lakeview Manor, and you know, I learned how to play guitar by watching guitar players, almost like a mirror image. So, you know, when I was playing guitar, I used to sit in front of a mirror because I had learned how to, I was watching these guys play guitar, but only watching the mirror image of them. So I had to look at a mirror to get myself kind of oriented from what I was learning. Anyway, and then I went to Toronto, and I ended up joining a band called The Pursuit of Happiness, and still am in The Pursuit of Happiness. Got a gig offer yesterday. The band is still going, and I traveled around the world many times over, you know, whatever 20 years worth of international touring was, and had a really wonderful time.
I was a fan, big fan, still am.
But folk music has always sort of been there in the back of my mind, and I like alternatively listening to sound and a little bit different than what The Pursuit did. So it's sort of a really natural transition to kind of go into the rock thing and learn a lot about that, and then sort of take elements of that back into what we do as folk people, but then take folk into a new place as well.
Say the wind's picked up to 16 knots and you smashed your ship into the rocks. Trust your instinct. The answer is never. What do you think?
So we released our first album, Still Here Inside, in 2011, and that was a great experience playing out at the Bathhouse, recording at the Hip Studio for the first time, and meeting those engineers out there, and had a great time, had a great response to the album. And then in 2013, we released our second album, Bloom, and again, another great experience. We recorded that out at the Bathhouse as well, and the CBC ended up really getting behind this latest album called Bloom. And so, you know, we've been really grateful for that support, and it's really helped boost us and sort of get us on the radio, and yeah, open up a lot of doors for us.
Can we roll the music for this one?
Yeah, look at it.
Just so it's gonna be. Yeah. Location.
Last summer we made 2 videos from Bloom, and we were really fortunate in that we came across some very talented people in the visual aesthetic. So Curtis Brunet, who works for COGECO and is just a really talented videographer.
And musician as well.
And musician. Yeah. He's a jack of all trades. So he came out and filmed, shot on location both of those videos. And one was directed by our good friend Janice McLean. That was the video Never What You Think. And then Connie Morris, another friend of ours, another visually amazing person, directed the video for Kite and Flyer.
All the good things in this life we've made as Kite and Flyer.
We upgraded you from usual. One of the numbers was off.
And then, did you want a couple shots of him just looking directly at the camera? Just because we did that with. Yeah, just yeah. Just because we did.
The Never What You Think video was filmed remotely north of the city in a little tiny lake, and it was a cabin that a friend had lent us through our wonderful director Janice, and it was a reclaimed cabin, a barn actually, that had been taken apart, nail and wood, every individual piece, and then put together back up on the hillside, and we had to hike into it through the woods, and we had an amazing day. And that video is just an incredible memory of making a collaborative artistic expression with some friends.
Yeah.
We didn't have any kind of preconceived ideas. We had a little bit of an idea what we wanted to accomplish, of course, but it was really kind of about being collectively artistic and having a great day with our friends, and it was amazing, really great. And Curtis had to be like super creative about the light, because there was no electricity, no water, nothing, and the sun was out, we worked with it. When it wasn't, we worked with it, and there was only one count of poison ivy.
Go ahead and sink, you will rise again when you have drowned out.
When we saw both of the videos for the first time, we didn't see anything. We didn't see anything from the day we shot it to the day it was sort of presented to us in sort of the draft form. And I remember being like completely freaked out about what is this going to look like, because we haven't seen anything from here to here. And especially with Never What You Think, it was such a hot day. We were sweating in the cabin, and we were like, oh, what's this going to look like? But I remember being so blown away at how they had come together and put this together, and it was just a fantastic experience.
I will give you plenty warnings, so trust your instinct. The answer is never what you think.
We love to stay in touch with people, social media, Facebook. You can go to our website, www.krisanddee.com, and find all our social media there, and stay connected with us. We post our shows, and of course, little bits and pieces of other things that are going on, and sometimes what's going on just around us.
Yeah.
But we love to stay in touch, so yeah, find us, krisanddee.com.
Never what you think when you feel like you have no way out. Go ahead and sing, rise again when